Hey everybody, quick review of my Frigidaire Gallery air fry stove. Got this just before Christmas and we've been using it fairly in depth for the last 3 weeks. Overall, I've actually really loved this thing. There's just basic parts about it that have really sold it for both myself and my wife to the point where we were thinking about moving recently and she said this has to go with us. So that's probably not going to happen, but it is what it is. The thing is really kind of taken over for us. Overall, it looks amazing, very stunning, but we have a lot of kids. You'll very likely hear them in the background. There is almost nothing we can do to get this stainless steel to be dirty or really show much grime. The knobs themselves actually look really great. Obviously, we have the kid covers on them, and there's some basic features you see pretty much on any stove. We have the center burner. One of the things I actually really like this over my previous stove, it gives very even heat all the way across the range. It comes with this really heavy duty skillet that goes on top of it, and I've turned this on high, kept using laser or infrared temperature reading, and pretty much got 410 all the way across it. So definitely had to boil back for what I did. This that came with it, it's actually really heavy duty compared to the others. You see a little bit of discoloration. This was working so well, we actually used it on our camp stove, and I accidentally left it outside in the rain for 2 weeks. But it's held up pretty well, so we're just starting to re-season it and do what we need to do. The burners themselves work incredibly well. This power burner gets things to a rolling boil so fast. I love it. Only thing about it, it can actually put out so much flame that unless I have one of my big pots, it'll actually come around the side. So I actually have to dial down the heat a little bit. But where this thing really shines is in the oven itself. So it's just some basic features to show you. I have no idea why this hasn't been on racks before, but just built-in handles. So no matter what you're using to grab it, real easy to pull it back out. Over to the side here, there's a area where you can plug in a temperature probe. So you can start with that living in the oven to begin with, and then whatever target temperature you set for, it can do one of two things. One, it'll just let you know when it gets there. The other, when your meat gets to the temperature you want, it'll drop it down to a keep warm setting of 170, so it won't overcook. You can just, I hate to say set it and forget it, but fairly close. And then the big convection fan in the back, which turns this whole thing into an air fryer. So while Frigidaire offers a basket, I ordered one, it's not in yet. I've been using pretty much just a pizza rack to with the holes in the bottom to air fry things, and it's been working incredibly effectively. Now, as far as the stuff at the top, fairly basic, right? Bake, broil, multiple settings on broil. Air fry turns on the convection air fry oven, which works great. But the thing that I really love above all else is, typically when you're using a convection oven, things cook a little bit differently than a traditional oven. So here I might put in something where I have my regular bake at 375, hit convert. It's already adjusted the temperature that I need for a convection bake. It'll go ahead and do its thing. As far as the others, I can delay the start. Two different ways of cleaning, just main heat or just really quick steam cleaning lets you wipe things off. Easy button for keeping things warm using your temperature probe. And I know it's silly, but this add a minute on the timer versus having to stop it and restart it, it's been spectacular, particularly like when you're cooking bread and you just need another 2 minutes. Tap the button twice, walk away, and you are good to go. So going on for about 3 minutes on this thing. There's really not much I dislike about it, except for right here at the bottom. So while this holds all, and that's, my wife's gonna yell at me for how dirty that is. While this holds all the same pans and everything that I had previously, it is a little narrower than my previous drawers. So it's not a warming drawer, it is a storage drawer, but it's not a major con, but I fit all my normal stuff in there. It's a little bit harder to get it all in at once or anything if I'm doing like a big cooking day. Rest of it though, love it. My wife is enamored with it. It heats up so fast. Getting to 350 is under about 4 minutes, and overall just adds a lot of convenience to something that I never really thought I would care about, which is all of our everyday cooking. So if you haven't tried one of these yet, if you haven't played around with the little air fryers that live on your desktop, highly recommend doing this and doing chicken wings or vegetables and anything in just massive quantities versus trying to do maybe a meal for one person at a time. Definitely, at this point, our favorite device in the kitchen, and not just because of novelty. We have a lot of other fun things in here, just because it does its job so well.